who's joining us tonight. I have so many words I want to share about the celebration and the joy that you've brought to my life. So I took the words Myra, M-Y-R-A, and I put them into my little speech. I wish I spent more time on it, but I did it impulsively, so I think I have the most emotional intent that I'd ever get with anything I've written. So let's start with M. Myra. M is for mentor. Myra has been my mentor since I was 22 years old when I was in graduate school for art therapy, and that was 46 years ago. And today, Myra, you're still my most treasured advisor. Y is for youthful. Do you know anyone who is ageless, more vital, and who is selling you a new project of something unknown because she's doing a statistical analysis of the future? Youthful. R is for respect. I don't talk about respect lightly because it's only given when an individual proves that they're worth it. And Myra is worth it. Myra, you are one to respect because of your dedication, your stick-to-itiveness, and your ability to reach goals. A, Myra, you're an all-star. In other words, you're like an everything bagel. You can show up looking like $1 million or like a perfect little package. One bite in though, and you find out that you're down to get messy, and quite frankly, you're hard to keep wrapped up. It takes one hell of a person to finish a big sandwich on an everything bagel, and it takes the same courage and stamina to keep up with Myra, the all-star. Myra, you're no slouch at whatever you do. You put in overtime effort with every job as though that's the only thing you are doing. You're like the president of your own sorority, yet you can find time for daily visits to your gymnastics class where you are qualifying for the next Olympics, and your nightly excursions to South Florida beaches for UFO excursions. You have the largest tiny region in your brain that is dedicated to passwords. That's something to admire. You even know the long odds of an infected paper cut, as well as the cost of a gallon of various liquids, from the most expensive to the least, including Diet Coke, cough syrup, printer ink, nail polish, and scorpion venom. Your memory is as sharp as a knife, except when you are looking for your glasses while wearing them. And please don't ask about how to fold a map, because of course you're an expert at that. Myra, you don't pass an art studio without going inside to create a Renoir masterpiece or taking a glimpse at other students' Clorox bottle piggies who don't know as much as you do about the basic principles of art and design. What else is yummy, lovable, and as satisfying as an overachiever's standards than an everything bagel with veggie cream cheese? You're all the good stuff piled into one. And as I've said before, Myra, you are your own group. To me, you are the world. Myra Levick, you're an all-star. I love and respect Myra Levick.
Hi, friend. I'm going to try to talk very loud. And I want to tell you something. First of all, I want to thank Rita and Marla for this lovely, lovely evening. You are so generous and so sweet. And I love the story about the toilet, but I have to tell you that her toilet is gorgeous. Gorgeous. I sat in there and I just did better. And I broke something, of course. I just want to tell you, I want to introduce my children, if I may. Marcia, my youngest daughter. Hi. My son-in-law, Marvin, who is Karen's husband, and Karen is over there. And Bonnie is back there. And her husband Joel is over here. And my daughter Karen is over there, and she's Marvin's wife. And there next to Bonnie is my brother-in-law, my husband's baby brother, who was his partner, and used to call me on the phone when Len and I were going together, pretend he was Lennon. Story I haven't heard. Made me crazy. I want to tell you, I'm going to just tell you a little story that relates to art therapy, and then you can enjoy the rest of the evening. Story I have kept to myself for almost 60 years, 40 years, and it has haunted me all my professional life. And I think, Abby, you would be particularly interested in this story. In Philadelphia, there was a community named Kensington, very modest community, really not very wealthy people, hardworking people. And it was very interesting. In Kensington, there was a horrific happening, horrible. The young father, who was a shoemaker, killed his son. And it was in all the papers, and we knew all about it, but it was just terrible. The son was about 7 or 8 years old, I don't remember exactly. A couple of days after this occurrence, my secretary called me and said there were a couple of policemen who wanted to see me. And I said, well, out of curiosity, you don't say no to policemen, of course they can see you. So they came into my office, sat down, they had a folder with them, and they said, we know you were the only art therapist in Philadelphia at the time, and this was in the 70s, and we want to show you a picture. We've been investigating. And we went to the teacher, and we got this drawing that she had just locked up in a closet. And the drawing was of a little boy, almost complete, appropriate for a 7-year-old child, with his arms hanging out and standing, and in front of him were bars in jail. And all around the peripheral of the image was the word help. This was the child that was killed by his father. And I remember that the policeman and I, the two of them, sat down and just lamented, what if only the teacher had enough sense to show it to somebody, and maybe the child would not have been killed. I want to tell you that when you honor me tonight, you validate art therapy. And for this, I am very thankful. And I really love all of you. That's beautiful. Especially. And I want to introduce lastly just Janet and Craig. Janet, a former student, along with my daughter, a former student, surviving it. Barely. And but they have done so much. And have started an art therapy program in Miami, the only one of its kind, and we're just very proud. Janet started it, Craig is carrying it on, and it's just wonderful. And I really appreciate all of you being here. Abby, this is for you to take home and think about it. And your work.
All right, Myra. Used your time wisely, lady.
What?
You used your time wisely.
Thank you. All 5 minutes. I kept it short, I promise. So I wanted to tell that. I've never told anybody that story.
Really?
Haunted me.
I'm your friend.
For how long?
10 years.
Welcome. It's nice to see you again.
So my name is Seth, and I work with Rita Thrasher with Boca Raton's Promise. I'm vice president of the board. Rita's the founder and president of the board. And I've had the pleasure of knowing Myra for, I met her a long time ago, but just really for the last several years. She's very active. And you know, I love seeing her drive her Mercedes all around. You've seen it, right? You know, I haven't known her as long as Janet. I was 5 when you met her, just for the just for the record. And Craig, you were how old? 1. Yeah. So we're little babies, but your wisdom is amazing. Your sense of humor. And her emailing. She emails proficiently, right? And she's got quite a...
When I came into the family, Myra was the housewife who was the president of the synagogue women's auxiliary. She was raising 3 children. At that time, their ages were probably 6, 4, and barely 3, and she made lovely dinner parties, and she helped her husband in his office down in the basement. And gradually over the years, it was really Myra evolving. Little by little, she took on college, which she had given up when she got married and made a deal with her husband. that when time came, it would be her turn. And she got involved with, she expected to take a career as an art teacher, but she got involved with art therapy and went for graduate degrees, etc., the story you know. But since this happened gradually, we just thought, well, that's what Myra does. But recently, when she did the podcast, and she was telling the story as it happened, suddenly we realized the difficulty of what she did and the fortitude and perseverance that it took to get where and accomplish what she did. And for that, we salute her and praise her and love her.
This is to my mother, Myra, an extraordinary, exceptional woman of the 20th and 21st century, who was an amazing role model before I knew what a role model was, who I would say was carving out new paths before I knew what those new paths might be. I am forever grateful for having the opportunity to watch her grow and to learn from her and to be here tonight to celebrate with her. So go Myra.
Okay, I'm shocked, and I came into the family, and I couldn't be happier. I love these guys. My wife, Lisa, who sadly is not here today, is Myra's niece, Stanley and Judy's daughter. One of the great things about coming into this family, when you come into this family, it's all encompassing. You get it from all sides. I thought it was just Stan and Judy, but no, it was Leonard and Myra. They're wonderful children, and the extended family, their kids. I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier knowing Myra, loving her the way I do. And it's a great honor to be here. It's well enjoyed. Love you, Myra.
This is a great night, and we're here for Myra. And everybody's here, and what a loving, beautiful attitude throughout the whole room, and just makes a smile on everybody's face. So, very positive.
Myra, I admire you very much. Especially, I'm very jealous of your energy. I'm very happy to know you, and congratulations. This is a very interesting evening, and you look wonderful. Good luck.
Thanks, Myra, for your amazing career and all you have done, and it's really a pleasure to be here to honor you tonight.
Hello, Myra. I want to say thanks for the memories with Boca Raton's Promise. Thanks for being there at our meetings and helping guide us and give us direction. The organization is definitely better from your experience that's been shared. And I look forward to following your activities because you're not stopping, you're just starting something new. Good luck and stay in touch. We love you. Bye.
Myra, you're my next door neighbor. You keep me honest. You tell me when I'm right and when I'm wrong. But I love you anyway. So keep doing it. Thank you.
We wanted to wish you Mazel Tov on this wonderful occasion. We love you very much. We love that we continue to get to be a part of your life when we bring bagels over and go out for frozen yogurt with the kids. We wish you well and hope we have many more wonderful years with you together.
You've always been a teacher, a mentor, and a friend, and I love you very much.
5 years difference in age, and did not stop us from being very, very friendly. We were football fans. We went to, he was also a doctor as I was, and so we went to the football games together, and we were very close together as brothers. And then one day, to the surprise of everybody, Myra decided she wants to go to college. So she told Leonard, I'm going to college after now. I did enough work in the office. I helped you and your brother, and so now I'm going to college. She went to art school I was there for a long period of time. And then one of her professors, who she really thought highly of, got a big job at Hahnemann as chief of art therapy. And Myra took off, left our institutions, and went to Hahnemann to work with this doctor. And finally, she became chief of art therapy, and just descended out through the entire country, and was well liked and well thing as she did.
And do you love her?
Oh, I love her. Of course, I love her.
It's just a beautiful thing to get to know you and to be with you these years as you served on the board. I wish you so much good luck in your new career. I love your sense of humor and everything wonderful about you. You're a model for all of us. Never quit. Love you.
Hi Myra, you're an extremely special woman. You've had a long, distinguished career. We love your writings. We love your assessments that you've provided to the world around helping kids be successful in their development. And we've loved having you on Boca Raton's Promise Board. You're an incredible human being and an inspiration to all of us. And you know, I know some of your proteges. You know, they're pretty good. Like Craig Siegel, he's all right. You know, I wish, you know, hopefully you'll be around for a lot longer to help him continue to develop. We love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for welcoming me into your table and all the wonderful things that you have said and done, and your friendship, it abounds. It just abounds. It's wonderful. And I am so happy to know you and to listen to you and just to be with you. Marilyn.
Myra, I love you. We worked well together. I look forward to working with you forever. I just love you.
I'm so privileged to have been able to meet her. I've known of her work for so many years, way back when I was in graduate school, and then when I was doing work with children's psychiatric hospitals, and we did a lot of art therapy. I never thought I'd have the opportunity to meet her. I never thought I'd have the opportunity to meet her, and I did. And all I can do is say it's an honor and thank you. And Myra, I wish that I would have met you a long time ago so we could have done more work together. But I'm appreciative, and I wish her well. Thank you for inviting us to this.
Because she lives in the same community where my mother lives, and I met her about 5 or 6 years ago when my parents moved there. And when I found out who she was and what her history was, I just was so in awe. And then we became friends. I am an artist myself. I paint and I write and I work with the elderly. And now that she wrote this wonderful new book, I'm trying to help her promote it. So I've gotten her in front of some groups of professionals, my peers, to do a book signing, and they loved her already. And I have a couple more speaking engagements lined up, and I just want to get everything I can out of her as far as understanding so much about aging and about the history of everything she's been through, and I love her.
One of the things I love about you the most is that you walk into a room and light it up. You smile all the time. You lift my spirits every time I'm around you. I love you, Myra, and you deserve this more than anything.
It's been a treasure to me. We know each other from the Boca Raton National League of American Pen Women, of which she was very active and had always helped with things like creating bylaws and on a national level even, I believe. And when she decided to move where she lived, many of us would come over and do programs based on some of the things that we enjoyed together. She continues to bring her presence wherever she goes. It's my joy to be part of her extended friends.
Myra, when she was conducting a research study, and I was part of the art therapy control group,
and I thought she was wonderful. I introduced her to Peter, and we became good friends. I know her from the Penn Women, and I'm also involved with Boca Raton Promise through the Folk Center. I'm a facilitator at the Folk Center. And Myra is the most wonderful person we know.
I'm very fond of Myra. She's a wonderful woman, intelligent, and very, very nice to know. And if you need any information, ask Myra.
This is a painting. Many of these are painting. These are who? Your grandkids?
No, my 3 daughters when they were young.
3 daughters. So these 3 ladies right here are in this painting.
This one is Karen. The top one is Bonnie, who is back here. And the younger one, sitting with the same way, and they still sit the same way. That's Marcia. I sit that way.
Excellent.
And this is my mother. And I doing a miserloo at your wedding, Karen. Which wedding?
Which one? Beautiful.
And my mother told me I was doing it wrong.
Your mother said you're doing it wrong, but you did it anyway, and it's preserved forever. That's beautiful. And who are these?
My great-grandchildren.
Great-grandchildren
My 5
here.
great-grandchildren.
Beautiful. And up here, I'm seeing familiar faces. Rita Thrasher, and Ro, and Pat, and Helen. Right, some of your Boca Promise friends, right? And there's a couple great pictures up here of Myra with the board of directors of Boca Raton's Promise, where she's been serving fantastically, helping us. I want to thank you, Myra, for everything you've done for us.
Well done. Thank you.
It's such a privilege to be with you.
Well, thank you, thank you. There could be nothing more important to us.
And this was a newspaper article I was visiting somewhere. This is my special husband, who was just wonderful. And this is my sketch of him.
Love her life sketch. It's a beautiful artistic rendering
I
there.
own that painting now.
Beautiful
And
face.
this is a painting that's hanging at Hoffman, now Drexel.
All right.
That is symbolic.
That's hanging at Drexel University.
Yes, in
Excellent.
Philadelphia, symbolic of creative arts, art, dance, and music.
Wonderful.
They had asked me if I had a painting, and I said, I had just done this.
All right, and there's a little story over there of some of Myra's history. Feel free to look at that throughout the evening. Put this one down.
This is a conference.
What is this up here, Myra? These are books, book covers.
A couple of book covers.
A couple of books. I see at least 4 books spanning about 20 years that you've written on the topic.
There are now 5 books.
5 books.
Yes.
You've ever heard she wrote the book on it? Well, there it is. Thank you for sharing that with the millions of people that were able to benefit from it. All right, we'll keep these out here for you to look at.
Okay.
And thank you for being here.
Thank you, Myra.
The tops. And without Myra, my bridge game would be terrible.
It was such a pleasure. Really a deeply wonderful pleasure to have been able to participate a little bit in that wonderful evening with all of your friends and yourself, and listening to all the kind, loving, truthful, honest memories that people have of you. I may not have known you as long, but I know one thing about you. You sure did like my bathroom. Anyway, so I'm sitting on the floor in my favorite place, thinking about you and looking forward to you enjoying this wonderful video made for you with a lot of love by all of your friends. I love you, Myra. I'll never forget you.